Shit, I hope Foxy wins, but I don't think he's going to, is he?
No, you're joining us at a strange time. We're kicking this podcast off in the midst of a playoff hole here at Middle Beach.
Yeah, it's Harry Higgs with the great titties. Great titties. Mackenzie Hughes, which is tight rig, and Ryan Fox. And Ryan Fox has hooked his left. Harry Higgs down the middle. Mackenzie Hughes straight into the pine tree.
Yep. Rebounds
back into the middle of the fairway. So
what's our tactic here? Are we going to get the Agenda podcast underway?
Yeah, we'll get underway.
We kind of watch this.
Unfortunately, I don't think Foxy's... That one that he's got, they said that everyone's bogeyed from underneath those trees. So that's the first playoff hole. Three-way playoff. Three-way.
It's quite good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a hell of a weekend of sport. Should we start with a video that I saw over the weekend, G Lane? It was of you and I, actually. Well, you and I were involved in it. It was on the sideline of a rugby game over on the North Shore.
Oh.
And I believe it was in retaliation to some comments that were made by you, might I add, just you, solely you, around the South African community and the way that they approach a game of kids rugby.
Yep.
I think it was a South African parent, who was showing some fellow South Africans what you had to say about South Africans.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gone down too well, G Lane. So maybe I give you the floor. You can either issue an apology, double down. If I know you'll probably take that option. Or just do whatever you want to do.
Listen, it was an interesting weekend. I got approached by the coach of my kids' J5 team. He's 8 years old.
Yeah.
And the coach came storming over, and I was like, oh, shit.
Right.
He looks a little bit South African.
And okay, yeah.
And he came over, but he wasn't. He was a Kiwi, and he goes, "G'day." He goes, "G'day, G Lane. You'd be pleased to know no South Africans in my team." And, and I was like, "Phew. Thanks for that." And then Liam, who I'm good mates with at the club, is South African. From the other side of the field, he goes, "Hey, Lane, fuck you." And I was like, I wasn't talking about you, mate. And he goes, "Nah, you can stick it.
Yeah.
You stick it, Lane."
No, fair comments from Liam.
And then my mate Luke Farmer sent me that video. He's from East Coast Bays. So he's been going around showing that, just winding up all the Saffers.
Right, so he's a Kiwi boy that's been showing South Africans that video, is he?
He's trying to ingratiate himself.
So I'm not sure if he's a friend or an enemy, mate.
Yeah, well, so look, it's going to be an interesting few weeks, actually.
How do we tackle that? Do you think
it's been shared, 3,000 times?
Is that right?
I reckon 2,900 times on North Shore.
Here's me thinking that what we say is just in the privacy of these four walls. Between you and I, Joe Jerry on the panel over there.
I had a lot of people come up and say someone had to say it, but I'm not sure it had to be me.
No, that's the thing with these things. Okay, the second playoff hole. Who was that?
That was Mackenzie Hughes. He's darted that. I think Fox is out. He's gone long. Anyway, what a shame. That's a shame. Could have been his first PGA title. So it was interesting. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, months of me travelling around the North Shore. So I've got 3 kids playing rugby. So
yeah,
I will be in and out of the Silverdale Club and the East Coast Bays Club.
I'll be careful.
Look, I'm hoping they've got a sense of humour.
I think most of them do.
Most of them. Some of them do.
Actually, no, I don't know
Not
why
many
I said
of them
that.
do. No,
I don't know why I said that. I think I'm now trying to backtrack on your behalf. I think none of them do.
Oh, listen, it was said in the heat of the moment. Okay. And listen, some of my best friends are South African. Okay? So, it's not an attack on them. It's just an attack on the odd parent who goes over the top.
No,
they're
that's
intense. Fair. They're intense.
Of course they're intense.
Peoples.
And the irony behind the whole thing is that the reaction we've had to this is relatively intense as well. So, it's just kind of exhibit A.
Between that and the video that said why G Lane hates the IPL.
There's
a lot of threats. A lot of threats
from the same episode as well.
Were they? And there's a lot of people in the Indian social media is a different beast because they slip into the DMs and they threaten all sorts of things. Like, I know on Mother's Day of all days, threatening to do stuff to your mum with their dogs and stuff like that. But it's always empty threats from the Indian population. Like, it's you usually track it down at some 14-year-old kid threatening
when it's from
sexual activity on your mum by a dog.
Right.
But then the South African side of things is this: I think they probably would get a dog and make things do to mum.
You know what
I mean?
They are capable of things that we can't compute.
Yeah. So that was a good weekend for me on the kind of social media hate. Yeah. But more than the social media hate, the face-to-face stuff, Yeah. It's, bring it on.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring it on.
Is that your message, is it?
Yeah.
Because we will clip that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll put it out
And if it changes the behaviour of one parent, then, it was worth it.
Okay.
Well, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will.
That's fair enough.
Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. Live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is the agenda for Monday, May the 12th.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
All I'm going to say is one thing to you, two fucking one-eyed cantabs in this room, and that is Chiefs mana.
They're 5 metres out, they're Chiefs.
It's on out wide with Jacob if you want to give it.
No,
do we
has
trust
to
the
go.
count? Trust the count.
Oh, Gideon Rampling has a go. They're 1 metre out, Chiefs mana. A koi for the line. They're just short. Keep going. Satiti! Satiti! Side titty! Show us your side titty! The Chiefs score!
Well, mother's in the air. Mother's in the air.
Oh, fuck yeah. That hurts so much.
Oh, God, I love playing that to you guys, and you're sitting there going,
That hurts so much.
You look, and we're one-sided. That's the one-sided Chiefs mana commentary. But that is the definition of the cliche. That
Get in the hole.
He's about to hole out. Oh, Foxy! Flying Fox just hold out.
Come on, boy!
For a birdie.
Oh, he's back in it.
Oh shit!
Shut down the podcast.
Oh my God! I thought he was out.
Come on, Foxy!
So pressure on Titties Higgs. Harry Tiggs Titties.
He's fizzing. Let's go.
So okay, jeez. What a chip that is. That was always going to go in. A little punch, a little bump and run.
Oh.
And he celebrates. I often see him celebrate. Puts the two hands in the air.
Look at Teddy Higgs there. Even he can't believe it.
So, yeah. So he's got the birdie. Yeah, Teddy Higgs is like, damn you. Pressure's on.
Yes, boy.
Okay, well, we're going to... Actually, let's just watch this for a little bit. But look at the people in the background. They're loving it. But, yeah, definition of game of two halves, that one. 19-3, pretty much at halftime, and the Chiefs scored just on halftime to make it 19-10. I had to stop James McConey from leaving. He wanted to go home.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
He's like, I'm done here. I'm going home. And I said, no, you got to stick around. And then the Chiefs, God knows what Clayton McMillan said in the sheds at halftime.
Yeah, have you ever turned off the TV because your team's doing so well? 'Cause that's what I did. As I watched the first half and didn't miss the second.
Has he nailed this? No.
Let's go. So Teddy Higgs is out.
Teddy's out. Teddy's is out. And Mackenzie Hughes has got to bury this. And then otherwise it's Foxy for the win. Does he take? Yes. Look at Foxy. Come on, Foxy.
Just to clarify, this is potentially his first ever PGA.
Okay, so
event.
we've got like a young whippersnapper, Mackenzie Hughes. Terrible name.
Okay, we've got to get him out.
Come on, he's got his Man Salmon shirt on as well.
What a pest.
I might like big ups to Teddy Higgs. Teddy Higgs is sponsored by Man Wipes, Dude Wipes, which are wet wipes for dudes.
To prevent chafing around the
I've never wanted someone to
cheek region.
Miss a putt more than Mackenzie Hughes. He's taking an age to line this up.
What is it, a 10-footer?
Take your time, mate. Yeah, take your time.
10, 12-footer?
Take your time and just lace it. Lace it. Come on.
Surely.
Come on. Get out of the hole. Get out of the hole. Get out of the hole. Get out of the hole.
Foxy! Come on, boy!
He deserved that. Out of the trees. Chips it in.
Come on, Foxy. Let's go.
His first PGA win for Foxy.
Oh, what a gent.
Fuck, he's a legend.
Fuck, he's the best of us. Come on, Foxy.
He is. He's such a good dude. Well deserved. The Myrtle Beach Classic takes it out.
Oh, mate.
What a playoff. He sprayed it into the trees, chipped it. He basically approached long, was in the rough, and then holed out for a birdie, and then
I can't believe
Teddy
that.
Higgins and Mackenzie missed the putts, and he's taken it.
I mean, that was the best thing ever. A bit of a look behind the curtain here, but we decided to...
Gets a 2-year exemption on the PGA Tour through to 27 now. Foxy,
is that right?
For
Just
winning
for that?
Gets an invitation to the PGA Championship.
Which is next weekend?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, mate.
So...
What a weekend for Foxy.
Great weekend for Foxy. He's got his card till the end of 27.
Oh, that was classic. After that first shot, as you said, into the trees, we decided to fire up this podcast because we thought there was no way that Foxy could bring this home.
And they said that everyone's bogeyed out of those trees, except Foxy.
Foxy.
There you go, so good to have a Kiwi in the PGA Championship. Great Great work from Foxy. Great.
Right.
He is the best of us, Ryan Fox.
Thank God we can move on from that,
Yeah.
so we can actually talk about some sport. Are we done with the Chiefs Crusaders situation?
Will Jordan issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue. I didn't like to see that. He's gone off with a knee issue, which is not good for the All Blacks.
No.
Importantly.
Do we know anything more about that yet?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Actually, it didn't look. I mean, it looked like kind of. Remember when Braden Ennor injured himself?
Don't say that.
No, remember he did and it looked innocuous, but he knew he'd done his ACL.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that.
Okay.
He could still walk off,
Right.
but it looked niggly. Anyway, Chiefs Mana, Blues back in. Blues are now 5th on the table.
I don't know how they're doing this. I thought we put a pin in them.
Yeah, I thought we put a fork in them
Or a
ages ago.
fork in them, sorry.
But then they put a clinic on against Fijian and Drua. They just locked them out and beat them convincingly over there. In Fiji, it was played in Suva. I thought it was going to pass it down the whole game, but it stopped just before the game started. And the Fijians, apparently, I mean, they were rocked by the death of one of their compatriots who got killed in his car in France.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hit by a
Full
train.
on.
Yeah, so obviously that had lingering over them as well. But so the Blues are back in it, and this weekend they've got Moana Pacifica.
Isn't that amazing? I honestly
Playoff.
thought when we were putting a fork in them that there wasn't a chance they could come back, and
Nah.
now they're 5th.
Yeah, and
I
if they
feel like
beat,
I'm-
and if they
I've
beat
missed
Moana, they may well cement their place in the top 6. Anyway, speaking of squeaky bums, and they'll cover this off in the Mad Monday podcast a bit more, but was
Let's talk about this.
it was I couldn't watch it because at the same time was the Mana Crusaders game.
Yeah, I opted for this game. Play the drop goal, would you, Joe Jerry?
Metcalf, he is thinking one-pointer, and he's got it. It stays inside the right upright. They go early. Metcalf takes the 1. They're 4th on the trot. After they led 14 points to 0, the Dragons mounted a comeback, but a field goal to Luke Metcalf with 10 minutes remaining is the difference at full time.
Not a fan of that tactic, that kind of first half pile on and then park the bus tactic. It's not. It doesn't make for easy watching.
But so it's officially the best start for the Warriors season.
Huge.
Because they equaled it last week. Moving on from that, because that's going to get covered off by Di Henwood and the team in the Mad Monday pod.
Of course.
But did you see Latrell Williams' dog act? So at
No.
the end of the game, Latrell Mitchell, what do I call him?
Williams.
Latrell Mitchell. Latrell Mitchell.
From the Bunnies, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was the end of the game, and you know how they like take a knee when the clock's up, when there's like 5 seconds to go.
Yeah, kind of.
And you're at dummy half, and you just take a knee and
Yes,
wait for
that's
people
right.
to tackle you. He'd already scored the halfway drop goal. Did you see that?
It was an absolute monster, wasn't it?
Fuck, he laced that.
Yeah.
But he was a metre out from the line, and he was playing dummy half, and he dropped the knee to take the tackle, but they stood back and didn't tackle him.
Yeah.
And they stood back, and then he stood up, ran for the line, and scored.
Yeah. See, that is dog act. But I mean, there's been allegations in the past by many teammates that Latrell Mitchell, he's got that in his locker.
I don't totally. He went from 0 to 0.
Yeah.
Like he scored a 50-metre drop goal to win them for them, and then he does a dog act like that.
I wonder if he fucked anyone's multi up or something like that.
Or made it.
Yeah, or made it.
Because it was like, if you had him any time or in a multi, you'd be like, yeah, boy!
Actually, that does remind me. I have to talk to you about a multi that I almost hit. I mean, look, we could talk about multis I've almost hit all week,
Yeah.
but there was one on Friday night. I sat down to watch the Carlton St Kilda AFL game,
Yeah.
and it was one of those ones where you go, you know what, I'm feeling good. The weather was great at the MCG, so I put on about a dozen goal kickers. I hit 11. G Lane, and to get this, the 12th that missed was Paddy Cripps, a midfielder, who hit the stick within the first 25 seconds of the game.
See, everyone's got those stories.
I almost turned $2 into $957.
Oh!
It was fucking insane. There were scenes in the living room. I woke up Lauren, poor thing. She was shitty as for the rest of the weekend because I'd woken her up after celebrating a failed multi. Anyway, moving on to that goal kick. I was going to say, was it 50 metres or was it more?
It was just on the halfway, if not his side of the halfway. He absolutely laced it with room to spare as well.
It was amazing, wasn't it? I mean,
Man.
it reminded me of did you ever just kick droppy after droppy after droppy as a kid?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's the type of drop goal that you are thinking of when you are kicking droppy after droppy after droppy as a kid. You're going, you know what, this is going to be, I get a moment like this, I get a hit one from 55 metres out.
He absolutely laced it.
Great game, though. The wires, up the wires, like you said. I'll cover that off in the Mid Monday podcast.
So we're back. We're just going to take a quick break because the opponents for Auckland FC, potential opponents, have been released for their semi-final, their home and away semi-final league, so we'll talk about that in a sec. Righto, Auckland FC, they are going to square off against Melbourne Victory in a home and away semi-final series for a spot in the A-League final.
Yeah, huge.
For a few kind of fly-by-night of football fans, you'd be wondering, haven't Auckland FC already won? But they won the plate that you can't drink out of. So they won the championship, is it called, or the premiership?
I can't think what we
the premiership? Premier's plate. So they won the premier's plate, but they still go into playoffs to win the whole thing. So they've got a home and away series against Melbourne Victory, which should be niggly over there in Melbourne.
Yeah, so they were 5th on the table during the regular season, if that means anything to anyone. I'm just trying to have a look now.
Did they beat us 4-2 in that last match? Was that the one that we just
sent over? That one?
We sent the B team over. Anyway, there's going to
post blowout.
There's going to be a watch party of the away leg down at Britomart on May the 17th, and then the home leg is on a Saturday, 23rd of May at Go Hard Media Stadium.
That's going to
be epic. I think they're increasing the capacity as well.
Opening up the bank?
Yeah, I think they might even put seating on the bank, maybe.
Can they do that?
Yeah, I think you can.
That might have been too steep. God, it's been a while since they've had to get an extra seating for.
Oh, yeah, they might as well leave
some
it in.
sport in NZ.
Why don't they just leave it open for the Wires?
Yeah.
Just build a new stand there. Wires, apparently they'd sell that. They got their first home game in a while too this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a big weekend here.
Yeah.
Auckland.
It's not at home. They got Wednesday. Why are they?
They're playing in Brisbane.
Yeah.
At Suncorp against the Dolphins, but it's being ruled as a home game.
Oh, it's one of those.
Because the NRL fucking hate the Warriors.
Right. Okay. What? Yeah, no, I remember this happening last year. It happens most years, doesn't it? I don't know. Again, that sounds like something the Mad Monday podcast might be across, but...
Yeah. Anyway, so, Auckland FC's season continues. If you thought they'd won, they haven't. They won the plate. Hopefully, don't they win some humiliating, toilet seat?
Oh,
that's the trophy. A-League trophy
that's
is
the
toilet
trophy.
Seat.
Yeah,
a toilet seat.
It's kind of like an intense boomerang that loops all the way back around. Kind of looks like if you, exactly.
So the A-League officially has the worst trophies. They've got a plate which you can't drink out of or use as a platter for winning the premiership.
Actually, that's such a good point.
And then they've got the toilet seat. Something a Gold Cup.
And then the medal. I wonder if there's even players play or anything like that. I saw Auckland FC had their own little prize giving last week, midweek. And I wonder if any of those trophies you can drink out of, because it feels like it might be quite a dry celebration.
I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure you can make do. Just maybe drink it out of the normal. Or maybe what rugby should do.
Body shots.
Maybe rugby should put out an olive branch to football and loan them the Bledisloe Cup, and say, guys, I understand all your trophies are pretty shit.
That's fair.
Here's something that holds 60 cans of piss. You can have it for the night. Enjoy yourselves.
Have we got eyes on the 1996 Tri-Nations trophy? Because that, from memory, was a monster.
That's because they cocked up the sizings.
That's right.
They gave the wrong size.
The trophy maker thought that the measurements were supposed to be done in inches, not centimetres.
Yeah.
And then we were left with a trophy that was about 3 times the size of anything you've ever seen before.
I think it's down in Wellington at New Zealand Rugby.
Is that right?
Yeah, but the Bledisloe Cup, I think it's in Auckland here. It's in the museum, isn't it? The All Blacks Experience up there.
Okay.
So I reckon they should just loan it out.
Yeah.
Be a big dick manoeuvre to go, boys, here you go. Congrats, here you go. You got it for the night.
On your little minnow sport winning
thing
over there.
Yeah, fill it up with some Export Ultras.
This is how the big boys celebrate.
Have yourself a good night.
A couple of DBs in there. Canterbury draft.
Another news, because of my hatred of the IPL, which was released on the weekend as well, they've postponed it. They've called it off.
Yeah, because of what you've said about the greenwashing trees .ball thing.
Yeah, the greenwashing thing. Well, you're the one that did the research and worked out that it was a crock.
Yeah, it was a crock of shit, really.
Because more trees get cut down than dot balls by a Bisquillion. Anyway, all the New Zealand players have come home. Trent Bolt, Ravishing Rick Ravindra, Devon Three-Way, Sanders Little Helper, and Bevan Jacobs, who I didn't even know was there. And Glenn Phillips and Lockie Ferguson already come home injured. But they've suspended it due to the fact they've got that little skirmish going on in Kashmir.
You know, I have heard about that.
And the PCL, the Pakistani Premier League, or Cricket League, or whatever they call it, that's been moved to the UAE. So Abu Dhabi, Dubai, there's quite a few players involved in that from New Zealand. So
I find it hard to argue with war as an excuse because, as a sports lover, I want the show to go on. Hard to argue that the IPL should keep going right now.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a smart move from everybody. You go, you know what?
Let's just pump the brakes.
Let's just hold off on this one.
But it's interesting because the skirmish is kind of up north in Kashmir.
Yeah.
A long way away from some of these cities.
Is that what Pearl Jam was writing a song about?
No, that's Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Led Zeppelin, sorry.
It is actually.
I was thinking of Corduroy.
It's spelt the same. It's spelt the same, Kashmir, yeah. They've been fighting over that since they got divided.
Yeah, of course they did.
So, yeah, be interesting.
So what are you saying? You're saying that that's always going on and that we should just push on? I mean, are we here to really weigh in on this? I don't know.
No, I don't think we can go in. But, you know, so all
Yeah.
the New Zealand players, they'll be relieved to come home because I don't think you want to get involved in that. Two nuclear nations
Can you tell
who
me?
hate each other.
Can you tell me anything about how we're going in the IPL this year? I know / assume Trent Bolt's doing well.
Bolty's doing well. That's all I know. Ravishing Rick Ravindra had a good start. Devon Conway, I saw him get out for a first ball duck the other day for Chennai. It wasn't good.
No.
But no, apart from that, I mean, I think Fleming is the head coach of Chennai. Vittori's head coach of, I think, what's it, Hyderabad? I think. So the Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Do we need to get Devon three-way or three-way?
We need to get him a three-way.
Is that going to help with the performance? Because he came out of the gates firing. We've talked about this at extent.
Yeah.
You know, he looked so good, and he's had some performance issues over the last, a couple of years, and that's fine. I understand that just as much as the next man. But do you think a three-way would help?
Given he's South African, they only like the missionary position.
Okay.
Lights out.
Right.
Curtains closed.
Do they like people watching?
I'm not sure they're big into the Gary.
No. I mean, again, assuming things on the entire nation.
I don't think a solution is found in the bedroom. For
right,
Devon.
I'm just concerned about three-way, and I'm trying to think of ways that we can make sure that he, how do we up his confidence? And all I'm saying is, if we get a couple of 10s for him, all of a sudden he might be going, you know what?
I'm back.
I've got what it takes. Something to think about.
Are you looking for some a bit of BDE?
Yeah,
returning some BDE.
Yeah,
you're right though. He did come off with a hiss and a roar. He scored 200 on Test debut at Lords. He was scoring hundreds.
I was thinking,
50s.
you beauty. What a great time to be an NZ cricket fan.
But Dylan Cleaver in the End of Year BYC podcast is saying that he's probably the player that under threat the most in terms of his place in the team.
Okay.
So I think he's probably well aware of that. Make hay while the sunshine, I say, if you're over in the IPL.
Too right.
Hey, all these episodes too, just in case you don't know, are also on YouTube. So if you want all the moving pictures and everything, particularly the ones with James McConey, because he's keen to push the YouTube ones quite a lot. TV man that he is.
He loves them, doesn't he?
TV man that he is.
You should see him. He comes in here, a couple of hours in here in makeup.
Yeah,
and
he
then,
does.
And then comes through.
We have to supply him here in makeup. So subscribe to our YouTube channel this month, and you could win a signed ACC Sports Almanac book. Search Alt Commentary Collective, so at Alt Commentary Collective on YouTube. Subscribe there. I sound like a YouTuber, Hey, smash the subscribe button.
Yeah, you need to give it way more energy.
Okay,
though.
Smash that subscribe button down there. Subscribe, follow.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Don't know why I know that,
Jesus
but I've got 3 kids.
Christ, that makes me want to
Oh, no.
end it all.
I know.
Yeah.
And they always do this?
They do that a lot. They point a
they go,
lot.
Punch the subscribe.
Yeah. That's how Gordon Caddie consumes his agenda, by the way.
Does he?
Yeah, he watches it,
Thanks,
much
Gordy.
to my mum's delight.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Well, also...
7 p.m, just after the roast veg has been taken out of the oven.
Does he put it on the big 80-inch TV?
Yeah, he goes, all right, Dale.
Oh, it's time to watch
Let's come and watch young Finney.
Young Finney, look at him.
Look at him go there.
So proud.
On the telly. Okay, let's move on.
On the telly. Right, hey, last few weeks... last week or so, chance to become New Zealand's next top commentator thanks to the legends at Max Raft, giving you and a mate the chance to commentate Super Rugby Final live. We'll be doing it on one channel, you'll be doing it on another. We'll give you a bit of tutorial beforehand, but if you're keen to call it, because everyone says they thinks they can call it or want to call it, or maybe a budding broadcaster, all you have to do is use the ACC Talkback function on iHeartradio. You'll see the little microphone button. Send a snippet of your best rugby commentary, and you'll go into the draw to commentate that final, all thanks to Max Raft. Premium insulated concrete slabs for a warmer home if you are building a warmer home, or you're just building a home, actually. Get in touch with the guys from Max Raft, or you can text MAX to 3236. All the details on how to enter is there. Last few days of that, so get into it. We'll be back in just a moment because we've got a few yours pleases to plough through.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Righto, first one, yours, please.
Chiefs, mana! Nah, fuck you, G Lane. I'm sitting here watching the rugby, having a grand old time and listening to your great commentary, and I'm just Chiefs moneying all over the place, which is weird because it's number 1 Southland, number 2 Highlanders. Then I get a knock on the door with an annoyed neighbour and a community police officer making a noise complaint. Why is that weird? Well, it's because I live in Germany and it's 10 o'clock in the morning and I'm already on beers because the wife's away for a week. Chiefs, mana!
There's so much to go through there, and I love it.
I wonder.
Great New
I
Zealander.
imagine that
Thanks for your talk
if you're
about
living in Germany at 10 in the morning and like some of the chief manas I was letting go when we scored, those 3 unanswered tries in the second half, I was giving up full guttural Chiefs mana.
Yeah.
Does it mean something else in Germany, like help or something? Because if I was going, Chiefs mana!
Oh, yeah, what's the translation on mana?
I don't know.
There's got to be one somewhere.
Obviously, someone's panicked and called the police.
Yeah, rightfully so too, by the way.
Yeah, I'd call the police too. But I think that may well be our first talk back from Germany.
You'll have to forgive me, but I forget that there are people and great New Zealanders on the other side of the world that will be still consuming New Zealand sport in the same way, but just in an almost upside down fashion. And the fact that there is someone just pounding away in Germany watching the Super Rugby with the ACC and then sending in a talk back to us here, fucking technology is amazing.
It's good, but also that in Germany, they won't frown on you having a beer at 10 in the morning.
Oh, no.
They have breakfast beers.
Yeah.
Everywhere else in the world, breakfast beers seem to be pretty normal. I was on a train in Japan and a guy just opened up a king can of Asahi Super Dry next to me.
In Germany?
No, in Japan.
Oh, right.
In the train. And it was 9 in the morning, and he had his little breakfast sushi, and he just crushing the can. I was like, fuck, no one said, no. I was like, fuck, I love this place. But Germany's the same. You can have a 10 a.m. beer.
Oh, mate. Yeah. Shove a sausage up your ass for all I give a shit.
Yeah. France, you can have a 9 a.m. glass of wine if you want.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the sausage. But anyway.
In NZ, what can you do at 9 a.m. in the morning?
You're bratwurst. Only allowed missionary coffee.
Yeah.
Ideally...
Plunger coffee?
No, ideally flat white. So basically milk with a tiny bit of flavoured coffee in it.
Yeah.
So just warm milk. We basically have milkshakes.
Isn't that a shame? God, we suck. Before midday, we might be one of the worst nations.
Yeah, I think we are. I mean, look, the French, they just have straight up colon clearing short black.
Yeah,
That's
fuck
it.
yeah.
Just clean it out. Clean it out.
It does flush you out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, Italy is the cappuccino. The cappuccino, that's a breakfast drink.
That's proper. Small.
Here we go for a milkshake with a little bit of a few coffee beans at the bottom.
Yeah.
The flat white.
Disgusting. Okay,
next one. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day, fellas. Just cruising down the road, hands-free, obviously. And I've noticed something. It really fucking annoys me. I don't know if this is the place to hear it, but I've just got to get it off my chest.
Do it, mate.
It is.
It's raining. Got your window wipers on.
Yeah.
It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. But have your back window wiper on? Like, why the fuck do you need your back window wiper on?
Oi. No.
Use your fucking mirrors, you dopey pricks. Fuck. Anyway, fuck Henry.
That is
great
that
talk
is,
back,
first of all, that sounded like the pilot of a Auckland to Wellington.
He was flying an A380.
Yeah, A380. Yeah. Anyway, that's a very, very. Look, I'm worried for that.
No,
I'm
love
worried
this
for him.
team.
That's a very small thing to get worked up about.
No, this is
other
fantastic.
people's rear window wiper.
I've said this for the longest time. Car manufacturers, take those fucking rear things off. They're only an inconvenience.
No, look.
They come on at the worst time.
No, when
you can't turn them off.
But the thing is,
and when you think you have turned them off, they just pop up every 5 seconds.
You do.
Fuck off.
I agree that when you're driving at pace, you probably don't need it. But if it's parked and your back windscreen is wet, you need to get a bit of a clean.
Yeah, that's fair.
You need to, if it gets dirty, and on a dirt road when all the dust comes up, you need to give it a bit of it. This guy's suggesting.
When was the last time you were on a dirt road, G Lane?
That's a good question. In the weekend,
96?
Actually, I did go off-roading last night. Actually,
did
at
you?
the North Shore Event Centre, Event Finder. Couldn't find a car park. I went to the Stars Mystics game.
Oh, you ran a muck on the berm, did you? Are you a berm parker?
I'm like, have you tried to park in that place?
It sucks out there.
I got netball mums yelling at me. I got netball mums everywhere with the short bobs. And
sounds like a dream.
And so I just mounted the curb, did a bit of four-wheel driving, and parked on a grassy knoll outside the North Shore Archery Centre.
Right, okay.
Didn't
happen to get shot
and then
on the
just
lane, did you?
Unloaded the 6 11-year-old girls who were coming along to watch the game. Great game, actually. The Mystics took it out, the reigning champions over the Stars, a local derby, 2 Auckland teams.
Jeez, you see.
I'll tell you what, what was good about it they've got the 2 pointers these days.
You've really been out and about in the community this weekend. Congratulations
so
to you.
community focused. I'm glad not many South Africans play netball. Anyway,
they're quite good
so
at that.
2 pointers. So now the last 5 minutes of every quarter, so quarter's 15 minutes long.
Yes.
The last 5 minutes, they activate the 2-point zone, which is just like a kind of a half moon around the top there that we can throw bombs at. It's good.
Is it?
It is good.
It's good for people that don't love Nettie.
Yes.
How do the Nettie Hards feel about it?
I don't know how the Nettie Hards feel about it.
Actually, we need to get in touch with Wells's mother.
Oh, she was there. I
Cheryl
saw
Wells.
Lady Cheryl.
How was she?
Yeah, she didn't. I kind of gave it away because she didn't really pay me any attention. But
sipping on gin?
Yeah, sipping on gin and juice at the end there. But anyway, so what it does
Cheryl Wells.
is it gets the team back into it. And you could see that they changed their tactics and set up for the 2-pointers. And they could fucking nail those 2-pointers.
So have they got this idea from that? Was it the Fast Five competition that was pesting around?
But that was always live. This one's only live. So with 5 minutes to go, it goes whoop whoop, 2-point activated, and then they go for it. So you're always in it.
Changing
it's a bit
rules
like baseball.
concerns me in
simple.
Sport.
It's simple.
It is simple. You know, maybe I'm just being a dick about it. That's fair.
Yeah. What do you need?
But why
hardcore?
don't you just do it for the whole game?
Yeah, I know. That's probably the evolution of it.
Right.
But it does change the tactics because at the end the Stars were well behind, so they were just throwing bombs from 2, and they were missing.
Okay.
Quite a lot because they were under pressure, and
Right.
then the Mystics get it back and just put a 1 in and just. I mean, it made it. It was high risk, high reward.
Nice.
But it was good. And look, the 11-year-olds, they were into it.
Well, that's all that matters.
They were into it.
Did you have to buy them any tucker or anything like that? We've had quite a bit of chat over the last while about the price of stadium food.
I threw money at that problem. I think between them,
good for you.
Between them, I worked it out. They ate 120 donuts.
Jesus, that's a lot of doughies.
You know, you buy those little bags and there's like 20 doughies in them.
Yep.
They ate 120 doughies, and I was like, "You girls, does anyone want a drink or any description?" And
no, they're amazing.
And
Those donuts.
One of them goes, "I'm actually quite thirsty."
Quite parched.
so I had to sit there. I'm like, "I'm not buying you. You just go to the drink fountain."
When I was at R&V, 4 or 5 years ago, I did 5 days purely on those donuts.
Oh yeah,
they're so good. They've got a bit of everything in them.
Very Moorish.
High in carbs,
and then
plenty of sugar.
Then in the third quarter, they were like, "Can we get some more food?" And I was like, "Yeah, get something substantial."
Yeah.
So I threw more money at the problem. They went down there, came back, and they came back with fucking massive ice creams.
Oh yeah.
But they go, "They're fruit ice creams." So I'm like,
okay.
You know how everyone believes that you put a bit of fruit, mix it up, and you have the fruit ice cream machine that it's better for you.
Yeah.
So
still ice cream.
It was good times. I'm throw it out there. I went there.
Did you take a friend?
No, it was just me and the girls.
So it was just you.
Yeah, and they fucking netball mums, fuck.
Yeah.
They are hard. They're a different breed. Man.
Sorry, what?
They are different. They're quite hardcore, and I got told that I should leave an hour and a half before the start of the game because there's another game going on. You'll never get a car park. Blah blah blah.
Right,
and I was
okay,
I am spending a minimum amount of time in this Nettie game.
Yeah.
So that's why I came in hot, mounted the curve, handbraked on a grassy knoll.
Oh, fuck it, here for a good time.
Pied the girls out, walked in, boom,
Not a long time.
start of the game. It's free seating there, so you can sit anywhere.
Okay, yeah.
And if you've got a big group, it can be quite niggly because
it's becoming more common there. I quite like it
because I had like five of these 11-year-old girls with me, and it was me, and I was like, they didn't want me to sit with them.
It's like domestic travel in the States.
Which is fair enough. Anyway, we find a row of 5. They sit there, and there's one in front. I sat there, and then there was 2 spare seats in front, and there's 2 groups of people, and people keep saying, "Are these seats taken?" And this one woman was like, "Yes, this seat here is taken."
Right. Okay.
And I was like, "Okay." And then the person next to me said, "No, this seat's taken." And that person, her daughter, turned up and sat there. The other one, little short bob, fucking sour face.
Right.
No one ever sat in that seat. She just didn't want anyone to sit next to her. And I was like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah. Did you say that?
Nah, of course
you should have said that.
She was in a gang of. I don't. She was in a collective. She was in the collective noun for. It was a netty of mums. It was a netty of netball mums, and I was not going to take that on. I've had so many clashes with netty mums around the netball court etiquette that I was not going to do that. And I was in the eye of the storm. I was at a fucking ANZ Premiership game.
When did the short bob and netball become, hand in hand, like 1-on-1?
Well, I think it's only the mums, because you look out in the court, they've all got ponies and stuff.
Is that
ponies.
when you decide to take on the short bob? Is the moment you've got a daughter that or
son? It's an age thing, I think.
That plays netty. You go, you know what? Now's the time for a bob.
For the bob.
Yeah, and a puffer jacket.
Yeah, the puffer jacket, the bob, and
any boomsticks.
No boomsticks, no tinsel wigs.
The tinsel wigs are a shame.
Yeah, no tinsel wigs. Because
they added some personality to the bobs. Because quite often the bobs, like you're saying, sour old things.
Well, yeah, it added a bit of added a bit of character.
Made it look like you were there to have a good time at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
that's
should we
true.
stop shitting on netball?
No, it was good. I enjoyed it. Like, I've just had a bad experience having been told off so many times for either being on the wrong side of the court, having an umbrella with a pointy end, or standing behind the goal.
Yeah. So
many indiscretions I've been pulled up for, and
I mean, fairly, by the way.
Oh, probably, but relax. Don't put this out. I do not need netball mums. I do not need South Africans, fans of the IPL, and netball mums on me.
You're going to have so many bobcats flying at you, man.
Because they will take you down. They're like in the sporting fraternity. They're like the headhunters. Okay, they will take you.
And now you've involved the headhunters. Fantastic.
Huge fan.
Next one, yours, please.
Hey boys, just sitting here, putting the young one to sleep, getting onto your stone fruit and fruit chat.
Yeah.
I live in Christchurch and used to live in Wellington. Get a fuck ton more Feijoas and lemons than I ever did in Wellington.
Oh yeah.
Don't know if that's an indictment on Wellington's weather or boosting up this Canterbury's weather, but anyway, thought I'd let you know.
Yeah, good.
Hooroo,
that's
and
a great
fuck the North Canterbury Mudfish.
Oh, well, that feels personal.
That's like the North Canterbury Mudfish.
That's a deep reference from the Matt and Jerry show.
That is a deep cut. That's good intel. Yeah, Wellington, that is an indictment on Wellington's weather.
Isn't it amazing that we are now the place to come with your kind of fresh produce updates?
Well, that was just that one time.
No, you're right, actually.
Just that one time.
Just one time. Yeah, that can still be an outlier, can't it?
Yeah, it's true, though.
But if it keeps happening, G Lane.
My in-laws are in Wellington, and they can only grow that in their glass house.
So does the Fage not like wind? Fage.
No, I think it's just cold.
Right, okay.
Wellington's weather is the worst weather in the country. I'm sorry, Wellingtonians, but I lived there for 3 years, and it was awful. I mean, but it is like, but you get the kind of the blitz, you get that. You hunker down, and everyone hunkers down together, and let's face this 120 kilometres southerly.
For 11 months out of 12.
But you're all in it together. That's
you are all in it together.
It's that kind of brings everyone together, but then you got people from outside thinking, why the fuck are you here?
Yeah. So was that contributor saying that they do have Fage in Christchurch?
Yeah, never had better Fage and never had better lemons.
Right. Isn't that amazing? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, next
Thanks
one.
for that. Keep those coming through, by the way.
Is this the last one? Okay. Yours, please.
G'day, gents. Greetings from Perth.
G'day, mate.
Bit of a fact check. I'm pretty sure Josh van der Fleer was born in Wicklow in Ireland and has Dutch parents.
Ah. Yeah. Okay.
That's a great
fact check.
Yeah,
I just presume that anyone playing rugby with the Van Der name in it is a Safa.
And look,
chances are.
Yeah, you played the stats game.
I did, and I failed.
Yeah.
So
and these things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'll
but
move
that's
on.
a great fact check. Perth. Hi. I mean, that's a
fact check from Perth. Well, we need that's the kind of talkbacks we need, just factually correcting us.
It's nice to hear an Aussie accent as well, because it might be was there an ex-Kiwi accent in there?
Well, you got to
adapt.
Was it just Aussie? You got to adapt. You can't go over to Aussie and just talk like a Kiwi the whole time.
But we hate the Aussies, but we love the Aussies at the same time. It'd be good to have a few more around.
I found when I went to London, I was in London for 5 years. I worked with a lot of Australians. I started talking like an Australian so they could understand me better.
Right.
And
you do that. My dad used to do that when he'd jump on the phone to the Chinese takeaway.
Oh, okay, that's a different thing.
Oh, right.
That's the South Island. That's just a general racist South Island thing. Yeah,
Sorry.
You can't ring up but okay, look. Saying that, if you want to be understood and speaking English in Japan, they only understand like Japanese English, and so you find yourself doing it, and you feel terrible, but it works. So you go, can you tell me which train platform I'm supposed to go to? And they look at you and go, and then you go, train station platform, and they go, hey, and they point over. It's true, you got to do that, otherwise they can't understand the Kiwi. And when it's used in a practical sense like that, it's not racist.
Can we wrap this up, please?
Yeah, okay.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.